Achievement! Achievement! That is a beautiful achievement. Hello everyone, this is Kitten Game Lord. And this is the Stanley Parable. Click to
This is
skip.
the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Okay.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month.
Do I have a real name? Or am I just employee
Although others
427?
might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Fair enough.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened.
Stanley Parable.
Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Whoa. Figuring out commands here. I can crouch. Does E sounds like it does something. E opens doors. Guess not. What about you? No?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
For the love of God, please unplug me. I can't... Something kill me. Meeting room. Ah, that's a door. Here we go. Sorry if I'm a little bit quiet. I've already recorded a lot today and kinda got a sore throat now. Is this the room I want to be in? Copier's moved. That's weird. Click, click. Nope. Okay. It's hard to control this. Okay. Let's see.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ooh. Ooh. Decisions. I'm gonna go into the one on the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Okay, out we go.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Okay, I'm going, sorry.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Eeny, meeny, miny, no.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Fair enough. I'll take that blow. Here we go. Wow. Don't fall? Okay, I'll try.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Whoa.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your
Oh.
trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
I'm so
Please,
confused.
stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Ooh.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life.
Ooh.
She's been waiting.
Okay. So go into this room devoid of light.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her.
Hello? Hello? What?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right.
What?
Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha.
Oh.
Come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
I feel lied to.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Oh. Good morning. Please press E on your keyboard.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Fair enough. Press U.
Look at him there,
What?
pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home.
Yeah, that's
Now
pretty much how I
he's
live my
coming
life.
back to work. One might even feel sorry
much
for
it.
him, except that he's chosen this life.
Press J.
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures.
Yeah?
From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands.
Pretty
It
much.
was wonderful.
That's how I... Yeah.
And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
I don't want to watch TV. Okay, fine.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth.
Oh.
The thought excited him terribly. So he went
Okay.
further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean
interesting.
something was almost too wonderful to behold.
I don't want to prepare dinner.
As he wandered through
Oh.
this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And
Hey, I
down
remember
another
that.
was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again,
so
over and
confused.
over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Love you,
But
wifey.
there is no answer. How could there possibly be?
Oh, I'm in my
reality,
office.
All he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
That's kind of scary. Sleep
And
time.
I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, Do not do it.
Okay. How long do I have to sit here not doing it? I'll just run in circles until then. Let's see how long it takes. I'll stare at the clock. Oh my gosh, it actually moves. I wonder if the minute hand moves. It does. I think. Is this a real working clock? Just stare at it for a minute. Just 1 minute staring at it. It looks like it's moving. Pretty sure it's moving. That's pretty cool. Look at that. It's a clock. It moves like a clock. It's magic. I'm not pressing the button. That's typing. Can I crawl under my desk and be gone forever? Eh. Eh. What if I press 1? Can I just not? Man, now I have to look it up. No, I don't want to look it up. Most recent. This is the... See, I love that. Resume the game. Oh, fine.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
I want to get out.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must.
Okay.
Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Bye. Well, we're back to this. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, I'm not gonna read it. Get zoomed tight to myself. Sorry about that. Ugh. Oh, I'm sniffly now. My room's starting to actually get cold. Okay, I'll actually follow instructions this time.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Left door. La-da-da. Ooh.
Yet there was not a single person
Tips
here
for not
either.
getting fired.
Feeling a
Talk
wave of
less.
disbelief,
Do not
Stanley
unbelievably-
decided to go
do
up to his
unbelievably-
boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Let a ball take it out passive aggressively on other coworkers. Resent coworkers for not supporting you more. Okay. Wait. Using side station. My God. Okay. I didn't hear what he wanted me to do.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay. Hey, boss. Hey, hey. Hey, boss. Got a couple of things to say to you. Holy crap. What boss has this good of an office?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code.
Yay!
By sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Whoa. This is familiar. I've done this all before. Here we go. Going down. I wish I could jump. Oh, loading. Loading, 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 loading. Okay. Loading. Quite a lot. Maybe. Oh, here we go.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question
Magic.
would not go unanswered for long.
Well, pop pop. Sunlight just broke.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape? Fine. Those are all numbers.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
It's the
What
intersect
horrible
room!
secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
I'm gonna get the
Did he have
intersect,
the
yes!
strength to find out.
Be a kung fu master and a CIA asset. Sweet sauce. Ooh, cameras.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
It is an intersect room, guys. Person button.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time?
Wow.
Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his
Probably.
emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Yeah.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His
Yeah,
own
sure.
life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Okay. Is it in facility power? Intersect 4.0 right here. System power, just an on and off switch. Beautiful. Whoa. The end? I don't know. Oh. Oh, there's something there on the screen.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Huh. Oh.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away.
Ignore that.
And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold?
Yeah.
But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him.
Doesn't matter now.
For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be.
Oh, wow, nice scenery.
And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
It's not even open yet. There we go.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense
controlling this
possibility
at
of
all.
the new path before
I
him.
feel like this is kind of
This
contradicting.
was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen.
It's pretty
And
contradicting.
Stanley was happy.
I'm not controlling Stanley at all. I guess me controlling him would be just about the same thing. Beat the game. Oh. The end is never the end. The end is never the end. That's kind of true. It's pretty true. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. And other things, I don't know, words. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's a pretty fun game. I'm going to keep playing it, obviously, so you should expect to see more. But for now, goodbye. Yarn for everyone and all that fun stuff. And I will see you in the next episode of whatever. Bye.